Well, we begin on breaking news on Egypt Air Flight 804. The Greek Ministry of Defence has confirmed they found more debris in the Mediterranean Sea. Now, the Airbus was travelling from Paris to Cairo when it disappeared from radar on Thursday. The Egyptian military said earlier that they'd found debris 290 kilometres north of Alexandria. We'll bring you the latest from Paris, where our reporter John Brain is standing by. But first, let's go to Athens and our reporter Natalie Savadakis. So, Natalie, what's the latest you can bring us on these details?
Well, I've been speaking to the Joint Rescue Coordination Center, which is based in Piraeus in Athens, and they're essentially overseeing the entire search and recovery operation and have been helping the Egyptians with as much support as they can give. So they told me that they have been in communications with the Egyptian constantly. The latest information they have, which was unofficial, that is to say that they spoke orally, there was nothing written, is that the Egyptians have located a debris that is linked to the Egypt Air, including a suitcase, a body part, and a seat of an aircraft. Now, they are linking it with the Egypt Air, but the Greek official I was speaking to is treating this with a lot of cautions, especially after what we saw yesterday with statements coming out and then being rejected. So for the moment, they have conveyed this bit of information to us, but again are treating it with extreme caution until it gets officially confirmed to them from the Egyptian authorities.
Absolutely right to be cautious. As you say, Natalie, there were rumours swirling around yesterday. Now, just give us some more detail, if you can, on from speaking to this person, whereabouts this was actually found. Is this in the same area as the Egyptians announced, 290 kilometres off Alexandria, or is it somewhere else?
It is actually, it's relatively close to where the aircraft went missing from the radars yesterday. It's like around 5 kilometers south from there. They are yet again very cautious in giving much more information, but that's what has been released from the authorities. Panos Kamenos, the defense minister, is expected any minute to come out with further details. He's announced a press conference which should take place any minute now, where we should have more concrete information on what exactly is being released from the Egyptian authorities. At the moment, the Greeks are very much supporting this multinational effort on the search and recovery, and we have 3 aircrafts which are now assisting the Egyptians in the Egyptian territory or the sea area to try and locate as much possible from the Egypt Air, and especially, of course, that black box to find out what exactly happened in that cockpit before it crashed.
Absolutely. Well, Natalie in Athens, thank you for now. Well, let's go straight to Paris and TRT World's John Brain. So, John, this is a fast-developing story, of course, throughout this morning. What are the French authorities saying at the moment?
Well, the line from the French authorities today has been that there's absolutely no indication as to what caused that crash. Of course, the fear here in Paris is that some device may have been smuggled on board the aircraft before it left here. That's obviously a huge concern to them, that there may have been a potential breach of security. But the French Foreign Minister, Jean-Marc Ayrault, has said that there is no evidence of that at this stage, and all lines of inquiry remain open. What they have been doing is looking at CCTV material in the run-up to the boarding of that flight. They've spoken to, or are in the process of speaking to, staff such as baggage handlers and cleaners who were involved, anyone who had any involvement with that airliner, as they try and piece together people's movements before boarding. But certainly a very thorough investigation has begun, even though, as Natalie was saying, they're still waiting to find that flight recorder, the black box, to give a more indication of what caused that plane to crash.
So, well, John, you've been there at Charles de Gaulle Airport all morning. What's been the atmosphere there, passengers waiting to board flights? Obviously a very busy airport, a very busy terminus for people departing from all around the world.
Well, in contrast to yesterday, Kamali, it's actually been a very normal, relaxed atmosphere. The investigations are all going on behind the scenes. Yesterday, when we were here, you could feel there was some real tension certainly in the early stages, and certainly obviously around the Egypt Air Desk. Today it's really just a normal functioning day with passengers getting their flights as scheduled, and nobody really expressing any undue concern. But as I say, behind the scenes, it's a very different story, and officials here are obviously worried that about a potential breach of security, and they're hoping that Charles de Gaulle Airport is not the cause of this or a contributing factor in this crash.
Absolutely. Well, John, for us in Paris, thank you for now.